Why is nobody understanding that this is one of the dumbest features that could ever come to the iPad? What's going on, YouTube? So Apple had a plan to completely redesign their new iPad Pro with M2 chip and also a completely glass back to enable wireless charging. And people seem to be losing their minds on the internet because those plans seem to have been halted. But they kind of have a workaround, so we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to explain why I think this is a really dumb and useless feature. So before we get started, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss as we cover your favorite tech and video games. I'm Chris Grant Jr. It's the Grant Geek Show. Before we get started, thanks for all the love on the previous video, and let's talk M1 iPad Pro first to get an idea of what we're working with. We have an aluminum back on the current generation iPad Pro, and this allows it to be plenty sturdy. This is a mount for my car, so I can make it like a GPS. Don't mind that. So what they were gonna do is put a complete glass back on this. And apparently Apple was not happy with the structural integrity of the device after making the whole back a sheet of glass. But what this would have allowed the device to do is to not only charge, right, like we've seen on iPhone for a long time with the glass back. This is also the same mounting point for my car. Don't mind that. It would not only allow it to charge, but reverse wireless charge. So you could place an iPhone on top, right, or your AirPods, and they would be able to charge right on your iPad. A lot of people have more rugged, heavy-duty use cases for the iPad Pro, and it just didn't meet Apple's standards for durability. So the fix for this was to apparently put the glass piece in the Apple logo. So the Apple logo would be made of glass, and that would be how wireless charging could happen. But the current Apple logo size on this iPad, I can't show you because I got this thing on there, it's too small for at least this current generation of MagSafe to be able to pass power efficiently through it. And so they would have to expand it for the next generation iPad. Seems easy enough, right? So here's why this doesn't make sense to me. First of all, having a glass back on the iPad Pro, whether it be in the Apple logo or the entire back of the device, is cool to an extent. Like I could see it being used to charge the Apple Magic Keyboard or accessories like that, or even to charge the iPad. If you have a keyboard plugged in, it can charge the iPad too. But this doesn't make sense to me. This right here, because let me ask you something. How often do you have your iPad in this orientation with the screen facing the table or in some sort of way where gravity is, you know, keeping the phone on there? Now, if they're going to use magnets to attach it, that's a lot of magnets to keep something like an iPhone attached or AirPods, and I think it would end up looking kind of goofy. Personally, I don't know if I would ever do that. Maybe if it were in a keyboard case and it was closed, like in a clamshell keyboard case, maybe, but I just don't see myself ever doing that. Not even to charge AirPods, because it's just too easy for it to slide off or get knocked off, especially if all the glass is right on the Apple logo and it really has to be centered there in order for it to even charge. I don't know how often people use their iPad to charge anything. You can use the Lightning to Thunderbolt cable that comes with your iPhone in order to power your iPhone from the iPad Pro. But other than that, like, I just don't see a ton of use case for something like that. In a pinch, yes, but who wants to put their iPad Pro face down in order to charge some AirPods? It seems like, I don't know, it seems inconvenient, but maybe they have some other use cases for this that are more interesting than just charging your iPhone or AirPods or whatever new device they come out with, maybe even your Apple Watch. It just seems like a goofy orientation and layout. And we saw all the trouble that they had with AirPower. So are they really going to be able to charge a battery as big as the iPad Pro in any kind of meaningful way using wireless charging? I don't see myself ever using that. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of all of this. Is this weird? I think it's weird. Subscribe and click the bell if you enjoyed the video. And also, guys, stay tuned as we got a ton of videos coming your way. Thanks so much for watching as we cover your favorite tech and video games. I'm Chris Grant Jr. It's the Grant Geek Show.